Disclaimer: I am not glorifying the use of drugs. This is for educational purposes only. As I've been studying into all these things, one name has come up over and over again. About 3 months ago, I was tripping on an average dose of magic mushrooms. I was watching a video about esoterica, and midway through a name popped up. Carl Gustav Jung, the father of modern psychology. He coined the term synchronicity, and he is the center focal point of all my synchronicities. It seems, if I'm studying the realm of the occult, his name always pops up. It's as if he's seeped his way into the culture of esoteric knowledge itself. If you know what synchronicity is, and if you know who the man was, then you know what I'm talking about. If the phrase, "all roads lead here," were true, it would be true about Carl Jung. The term shadow work in modern third eye culture, that comes from Carl Jung. Archetypes, the collective unconscious, those are all from the same man. I will make more in-depth videos about the shadow and what it is as I've been studying into it in depth. He speaks of this philosophy of the pairing of opposites, the combining of the two halves. It's as if he is the half and we are the other half. Unifying our side and his side are the collective consciousness he was so adamant about. I may be pulling at strings, as you could say about all of my videos. I don't care if I am. I wish to think beyond what is thought normal to society. Remember, these are only theories. Now, some similarities between Carl Jung and I. He was a son of a preacher, as am I. He studied observable psychology from an early age, as did I. He wouldn't limit himself to one religion, as in he would study all religions. I'm the same. I watched a video from a YouTuber I had never seen before. He made a cosmogram, saying how he had downloads or a cosmic data sent to him in order to help create this cosmogram. His video actually inspired me to make my video series on my journals and my own cosmograms. I won't explain his whole story, but he made many similarities between himself and Aleister Crowley, in the sense of many patterns of their lives had been the same, both stories ending with the Great Pyramid. I will link his video in the description, because I simply can't do the complexities justice. Now, some similarities between myself and this fellow man. Both of our journeys started on 2020. We were both atheists or agnostic or some sort of disbelief or of modern religion. He claimed he couldn't sleep as he worked on the cosmogram. He slept very little in the few days or so. I can't remember exactly. I've been having the same. It's actually 2:30 a.m. as I write this script, and it's actually 1 a.m. as I record this. It's like the mission comes, then sleep, then food. It's strange. I am not trying to convince any of you. I don't give a shit if any of you believe me or his story. I know they're real. I know we aren't crazy. And I know people know. Another similarity is we both seem to be having channeled information, even if his is in a different form than mine. Yes, mine is like his in the way I sometimes have ideas right before I'm about to sleep, but that's pretty normal. I've heard that is because when you're up late at night, the cosmic energy that usually is being pulled by all the minds is an open avenue for the data to flow down or download to your brain. I believe this. It makes sense. It makes the most sense to me in the present day 2024. That may change. I believe there are people who are being selected to use their articulate minds to express messages and imagery through things such as cosmograms. The only difference is I am an artist, so I can accurately depict what I am thinking. No disrespect to the other guy. He made a beautiful cosmogram, which I will show now. It's perfect. Watch his video for the full breakdown, but off the top of my head, there's a yin-yang, a cross over a skull, the 4 seasons, and many, many more symbols in this. In his video series, he breaks down every meaning. Finally, the last similarity in his story ended with the Great Pyramid. Mine began with the Great Pyramid. Super fascinating. Like I said, link below to his video for the full context. It will all make sense when you see his side of the story. I believe my story is linked to Carl Jung, as well as this man. As all of as all of ours are, but it seems mine is directly connected. Is this fate? A delusion? A coincidence? Once you study enough of Carl Jung's work, you start to ponder if coincidence is just not a real thing of reality. I don't believe in it anyways. If you look at my stories on my channel with my journal entries, most of them are very heavily inspired by Carl Jung's The Red Book. The Red Book is very dark. It was only released in 2009. The book was Carl Jung facing his innermost shadow, his demon, his innermost repressed feelings and side of his psyche. He had an almost psychotic break, if not a full-on break, when writing that book. Whoever released it waited until 2009, believing the world wasn't ready for it. Maybe we're not yet. Link to an audiobook version of the Red Book will be linked below. I haven't read all the way through it, but even reading a page of it will change your perspective on journaling, writing, and the psyche as a whole, as well as our repressed demons. All in one. I'll close out with a quote from the Red Book. Be silent and listen. Have you recognized your madness? And do you admit it? Have you noticed that all your foundations are completely mired in madness? Do you not want to recognize your madness and welcome it in a friendly manner? You wanted to accept everything, so accept madness too. Let the light of your madness shine, and it will suddenly dawn on you. Madness is not to be despised and not to be feared, but instead you should give it life. If you want to find paths, you should also not spurn madness, since it makes up such a great part of your nature. Be glad you can recognize it, for you will thus avoid becoming its victim. Madness is a special form of the spirit and clings to all teachings and philosophies, but even more to daily life, since life itself is full of craziness and at bottom utterly illogical. Man strives towards reason only so he can make rules for himself. Life itself has no rules. It's the mystery and its unknown law. What you call knowledge is an attempt to impose something comprehensible on life. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified when I upload another crazy video to possibly bend your mind. Till next time, guys, I love you all.